I do want to address the elephant in the room. My black eye.
You shot cheater.
Not a Scientologist, but that's not confirmed.
Guy just randomly grabs me like this.
And one.
Y'all want some stake money? Go download Betr Picks. The NBA season is here. New users will get a deposit match up to $500. That's $500. Download Betr and use code BO. Ronan, how do you think bone broth is made?
Do you think I'm dumb, man?
Explain it. Explain how bone broth's made.
We're about to find out.
I wasn't a psychology major in college, man.
Hey. That was
Quit stalling. Quit stalling.
Right? You take water, you boil it. Boil the water, make sure it's clean. That's crucial.
If you're in Brazil.
All right, so boil the water.
Boil the water.
What next?
Then what you do is you take all the bones from whatever you're making, chicken, beef.
Okay.
Squid. Squids don't have bones. I don't know why it came to my mind. And then you throw it in the pot and you just let that shit sit.
Not super far off.
Not wrong.
But why did you say squid? That didn't make any sense. Damn it.
Squid was on the last podcast too. What's with you and squid?
I don't know. That's probably why I got nervous for a second.
It's all good. Well, you're actually not too far off.
You
put water in a water, chicken stock, something like that in a crock pot with whatever bones, and then you throw a little salt, a little pepper, maybe some veggies, some carrots, some celery, and then
4 large onions.
Yeah, a bunch of onions if you're into that type of thing.
4 large ones. Can't be small.
And then you just hit that crock pot, let it sit for days, let it simmer.
That tastes.
You don't understand. You don't know about crock pots, do you?
Dude, I'm 23.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you don't learn about crock pots till you're like 25.
Yeah, I taught Tony about crock pots. Changed his life.
You have one.
Yeah, I haven't used it in a while, but I'm sure.
Taught Tony about air fryers too. Changed his life again.
Air fryers are a game changer.
I believe that. I don't remember it, but
bro, I saw a funny video today. I didn't send it to anybody. If I would have sent it to somebody, I would have sent it to you. But it was when your boy always claims how he put you onto something.
We do that a lot.
Yeah. But it's so funny. At the beginning, he's like, "Oh, Fortnite, bro. Remember I put you on?" He's like, 2019 or 2018, something like that. Put you on that. Never forget it. Never forget it. And then the next one, he's like, it gets a little more out of pocket every time. Yeah. And by the end, he's like, "Television? You remember? Remember I put you on?" Yeah, that's right. Back before me, you used to just stare at that wall for hours. And then he's like, the last one, he goes, "You see this light switch? Electricity. That's right. Remember I put you onto that?" Yeah. They all work, actually. There's one right here, one right here. Never forget it. Never forget what I did for you. Yeah.
That's a funny skit.
It was really funny.
That is crazy.
I love funny skits.
Yeah,
they're the best.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, why did you send me that TikTok of, were you telling me to remake it?
Oh, I sent it to Bo too. I thought it was just hilarious.
I'm going to remake it this weekend with my wife's dog, Frank. He has a red sweater. I'm going to put a red sweater on.
What
remake
Tony's talking about is Julian Edelman walking his dog down the street to whatchamacallit. What song is it?
Did he text you with nothing else?
He sent it to me. Yeah, I didn't think it was funny, and he just said, "This is great content."
Oh, at least you got that. I just got the video.
Well, no, he sent it to me. I said, "What the WTF?" He was like, "This is great content," and I was like, "What?"
I got 5 million views on TikTok.
I'm gonna remake it. I think
5 million.
5 million views on TikTok.
What was he even doing? I don't get it.
Walking his dog.
Walking his dog in a Christmassy outfit.
No, he was wearing basically a wife beater, but
I
think it was more the song. It was your boy's song, Jack Harlow.
Oh yeah. That's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Fire song.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Spotify Rap came out.
Yeah.
Anyone have anything crazy on it? Top 1% of listeners of Nickels and Dimes or anything?
Are you asking me if I was top?
Yeah.
No, I have never listened to our podcast.
My wife's number 1 was Nickels and Dimes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, so.
That's huge.
I told Maddie that if she so she likes to be involved in whatever we have going on.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she has the biggest FOMO I've ever met out of anybody in my entire life. But I was like, listen, if you want to be involved, you got to listen to the pod.
Yeah.
She was like,
fine. How was the Old Dominion concert?
Dude, it was dope. So you don't know this, I don't think. Well, you should have came with me. Why did I not really do that? Anyways, so Old Dominion performed at Bryce Jordan Center on last Friday, and they invited us backstage. We had like backstage passes, met a bunch of guys in the band, and hung out with them for a little bit, and then we got like these little floor pass things by the stage and all that.
Sick.
Bro, they were actually dope.
Really?
Yeah, I liked Old Dominion before. I like them 100 times more now.
Really?
They were way better live, I think, than they are like. I mean, they're already good. They have a lot of good songs, but they were way better live. They just had great energy. The dudes were all cool. It's like, to me, what it seemed like was especially because I was backstage, I kind of saw how they vibed a little bit. Like 5 dudes that were just boys. So they originally weren't even like trying to be country music stars. They were just trying to write songs.
Oh, that's cool.
And then they finally like wrote a few hits and got like good enough to where they could write songs for themselves.
Like they were supposed to write them for other people.
They initially were.
Yeah.
And they worked for like, I don't even remember, over a decade, like doing that.
Jeez.
And trying to make it. And then they finally got big enough where they were able to like write songs for themselves. And then they just started doing well and they just blew up. Just
That's
with like
really cool.
Just grinding, hard work, and they're all, but they just seem like good guys. They all seem like boys.
Mm-hmm.
They're vibing and stuff. And dude, they perform like a ton, man. They said they are doing 80 shows this year, and it was like a lot less than they normally do.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like toning it down. But
80 shows
in a year, and
Gosh.
they said, I mean, I think that they were saying I can't remember what number it was, but it was over 100 that they did last year.
Wow.
But yeah, they're just like touring, doing their thing.
And it's not a one-man band.
No, they don't want to be a one-man band.
Got it. That was number 3 song on my year's list.
One-man band?
Didn't even know it was Old Dominion.
Well, I don't even know who
Dang.
Old Dominion is. So
You've heard one-man band. I don't want to be a one-man band.
You should listen to it,
I
bro.
don't want to.
I really don't listen to that much music except one artist who I got to meet, which is super cool. His name's Kid Quill. I was in the top 0.05% of listeners for him.
So you got to meet him?
Well, I got to meet him. I went to a concert in Philly. It was the only day I've ever asked Bo off for. I asked him in July.
And I said no.
I go, hey, man, can I go to a concert? Bo
Yeah, I
looks
thought
at
it was
me like,
weird.
I don't know, man.
I was like, Ronan, what do you think this is? You think you can just leave when you want to? It's not how it works.
Yeah, but after the concert, we met him at a bar. And
Really?
Yeah. And
Was he cool?
super chill guy.
How old?
He's 29, so
Okay.
your guys' age. Yeah. He's
How old do you think we are?
You guys are 28.
No.
27?
Yes.
27.
Okay. 2 years off.
Oh man.
Round up, you're 30. So round down, I'm still 20, you know?
Yeah, you act like it. So it was a good concert?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was exciting. Did a nice little Irish goodbye. Didn't stay to the
Love
end.
that.
But heard all the hits. Played one man band. They played the one I like, Break Up With Him. That's a good
No,
one.
no. No, I would have been there. Yeah, I asked my wife. I was like, "Oh, they're gonna go see Old Dominion. Like, do you want to drive up and see them?" And she was like, "Oh, I would love to see them." I was like, "Haven't you seen them in concert?" And she was like, "Yeah, 6 times."
Oh my
I
God.
was like, "No, you're not coming up for a 7th time."
No,
watching."
but like she would have got to meet them.
Yeah, but she's done meet and greet
Oh,
with them.
she's
So I
done
was
meet
like,
They'd been like,
yeah, so I was
Julie,
like,
you were at
yeah.
the last one at the meet and greet.
I was like, yeah, we're not doing that.
That's the thing though. Like your wife, my wife, their whole friend group, they're obsessed with Old Dominion.
It's
They
like
all
a
love
thing.
Old Dominion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, the whole like concerts thing, like going to like a lot of concerts, is new to me too. Like that's interesting that their friend group does that.
Yeah, I've been to like 3 concerts my whole life.
Yeah.
And they're all all over the place. Try to guess the 3 concerts I've been to. Obviously Old Dominion.
Jack Harlow.
I don't count. That's not a concert. He played at a club I was at.
We went to John Bellion.
Boom. John Bellion's one. And one other one while I was in high school, and it's super random.
Like Wiz Khalifa or something.
No, not like that. You'll never guess it. I'll just say it. Is the Killers.
That's a great concert.
It was
to
dope.
go to.
Yeah, it was cool. Actually, I lied. I've been to one other one. And I did Moving On with Sammy Adams and Nelly.
What? I love Sammy Adams, bro. I used to love Sammy Adams.
How are you not with me for this one?
In college?
Yes, you know the thing they do, Moving On?
Yeah.
So the one year, me and Zane and McCutcheon, and I think like Gary, it was Gary Dinmore, and like some random people. We went and we saw Sammy Adams, and then he opened for Nelly.
Dang.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Must have been the year I took off from school.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because I used to love Sammy Adams.
Wanna go all night longer. I didn't know any of his other songs, but as soon as he played that, I was freaking out.
Yeah,
and everybody was going nuts.
He went to college with one of my sister's friends, and she said like as he wasn't like a name at all yet, and then one day he just stopped showing up to class, and they were like, "Where's Sammy at?" And then like a couple weeks later, he was like #1 on the.
Oh my god,
yeah,
that's so crazy.
That's like what happened to Mike Posner too.
Yeah,
he was just going. I think he was going to Duke.
Yeah,
and he was just in class doing his thing, and then freaking Then I think he said he went to a party, and it was somebody played cooler than me, and he was like, "This is me," and everybody's like, "No." He's like, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah,
that blew up.
That must have been so crazy for those dudes.
Yeah, imagine that, right? It's so wild.
He took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii he was cool. Now look at him. He's climbing Mount Everest. He's a crazy guy.
Clip that.
He's crazy, man.
Sounded like you were writing the song there.
Oh my gosh.
I've been to one other concert. It was a very interesting duo. If you guys can guess it, probably not. It was Blink-182, Lil Wayne.
Oh, that's dope.
That is an interesting.
That's like one of the coolest things I ever heard.
It was dope. It was we went with a bunch of my siblings. It was an awesome concert.
That is so sick.
Yeah.
You seem like a concert guy. You probably been.
I'm really not. I'm not a really big concert guy. In high school, we went to this thing called. Everyone goes to it in high school. It's called Made in America, and basically, you get really drunk, and then you go listen to some music, and
it's like a bunch of different bands.
Like everyone, your mom's there. Like,
who's your mom?
Post Malone.
Is that like a band?
No.
Oh.
There's like Post Malone, Check West, Nicki Minaj.
Oh, so a lot of
Meek
people.
Mill.
Yeah,
Dreams and Nightmares came on, obviously, and the whole place went nuts because it's what you do when you're in Philly.
I wish I could have just videoed Ronan unknowingly when that song came on. That would be such good content. Oh my gosh, it'd be so funny.
It's so hard.
It would go viral. Because you're from Philly.
I am. You are. You claim Philadelphia now.
I have never have and never will.
Claim Philadelphia. I had this new segment idea called Let's Debate Something.
Oh, I love this.
And
we gotta have differing opinions though.
Yeah.
And I think we will. Definitely between me and then.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
That's fine.
So I had one written down as who is the coolest guy on earth?
Coolest guy?
Coolest guy on earth.
George Clooney.
Great start.
Not who I would say. Ryan Reynolds.
He's cool.
Good guy.
George Clooney's a little cooler though. Ryan Reynolds is like for
cool is a very specific
to
word.
be cool. Like you can't be too funny.
Yeah.
Like George Clooney's perfectly funny enough to still be the coolest.
Yeah, it's a great. The fact that it came to your head so quickly, that's a great.
I felt like it was the obvious answer. Like
yeah.
He's been Batman. Like he has his own $1 billion tequila brand.
So suave.
Yeah.
Well, so does Ryan Reynolds. I mean, he has gin. Like
that's not the same.
Gin,
though.
Mint Mobile.
No, it's not the same. He's cool. He's not the coolest guy on earth.
If you're the coolest guy on earth, you don't need to be funny at all.
Yeah. He's too funny to be the coolest guy on earth. Like he's hilarious. He's too funny for that.
What about like Tom Cruise?
No.
Too small?
Yeah.
That's a fair answer.
Yeah.
The other one I had was Matthew McConaughey.
He's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lincoln
Like John
commercial.
Stamos is cool.
John Stamos, very cool.
Good answer.
I think to be the coolest guy on earth, you got to be more low key than Matthew McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew McConaughey is like, you go into the party, everybody's gonna be like,
That dude's
dude,
dope.
That dude.
Yeah.
But like, he's not gonna be the dude like George Clooney, just like chilling, sipping, like doing their thing, low key. To me,
true.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's just
you nailed it.
Depends.
Yeah.
George Clooney was a good answer. Still,
it's the number one answer. Number one answer's on the board.
I don't know, man. Leonardo DiCaprio is also up there
He's cool.
because he's also very low key.
Yeah,
He's like a low key
He's
kind
not,
of guy.
Yeah, he's not as cool as George Clooney.
but he has too many like non-cool characters. George Clooney's always cool in his movies.
He was Jordan Belfort. That's all I care.
Yeah,
about.
but that's not cool. That's like
That's your favorite.
extravagant.
Yeah, it's your favorite movie. All right.
fair.
Can anybody beat me?
That's fair.
Name someone you've tried.
I've tried multiple times.
Yeah.
George Clooney was a great answer, and I didn't
Who do you
think of
think?
that.
Ryan Gosling is cool.
Ryan Gosling, super cool.
He's up there.
He's like the new age cool
Yeah.
from Clooney. He's like a little younger.
That's my pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Well, you guys hung out, right?
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, you and him.
I had like 2 different dreams about it, but no, it's never happened.
Didn't you guys meet him when they were doing?
No,
that's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake
My bad.
Oh yeah, we met
Yeah.
My
Jake
bad.
G. He's pretty cool too.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. No, Ryan Gosling, George Clooney. All right, that wasn't really like a debate though.
That wasn't that hard.
No.
All right,
This is the first test of the segment.
that was the first test. I
Yeah.
think that's a good idea.
No, it was a good question. I like it.
We just need more back and forth.
Yeah, you need something that we're going to disagree on, me and Tony, because we'll just basically prove you wrong pretty quickly with whatever you think. So it has to be something that we don't agree on.
You're gonna have to dig down deep to find.
Or
Whatever
just
that
come with some evidence, come with some peer-reviewed studies and research.
Is that what I need now?
Absolutely.
Did you hate my gift or did you not like it?
No, I put it up on my mantle.
Okay.
It's more of a, to him, like a, not a casual everyday thing.
Oh my
It's a
God.
big deal.
Dude, let me tell you about that. Reminded me because I took a shot out of it before I went out on Saturday night.
Not what it was for.
But listen,
of what? Of what? Of
Disrespectful.
what?
Tequila.
So-
Of what?
Tequila.
What tequila?
Casamigos.
You're gonna have to return that to me. That was for like a nice espresso or like a digestive or like
Little
something
Cuban coffee.
classy.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
Not ripping Casamigos.
It was cool. I wish I took a video of it. But it was a good time. But Saturday night, I got recognized for the very first time,
Well, really?
which was a very interesting process. So let me.
Where were you?
I'll tee
ahead,
up the
go ahead.
story. So
Tee it up, bud.
I go to the kombucha bar, obviously, and just so everybody knows, I don't drink very often.
Well, first
It's,
off, why did you go to our spot
kombucha bar.
without
It's
a...
not called a kombucha bar. It's called the Bucha bar.
I'm sorry that I offended you.
All right.
First of all.
Well, I need to hear about this because why? Go ahead.
All right, so I go to the kombucha bar, right? And I don't drink very often. So having 2 kombuchas on an empty stomach kind of messed me up a little bit. And so me and my buddies, they were like, let's go to Champs. Let's go to Champs. I'm like, no, I would love to just Uber home. And I was slowly convinced by my buddies that I need to go to Champs. So I end up going to Champs, waiting like a 15-minute line, which is stupid.
See, that's the difference between us three. And let me explain it real quick. One, you got convinced after it took, 15 minutes or so, whatever, a little bit of effort. Tony never would have done that. I would have instantly been about it. So that's
why I need to be the middle.
Here's the spectrum.
I guess.
Now you get it.
Yeah.
In between.
Proceed.
So we go to Champs. I walk in the door. You know how they have that stairwell that goes downstairs? Because obviously, like,
Yes.
I'm going to Champs. I'm going downstairs because I don't really want to go on the dance floor. I'm a white kid from suburban Philadelphia. Like,
Of
we
course.
don't dance.
An hour from Philly, yeah.
And so I'm about to walk down the stairs, and this guy just randomly grabs me like this, aggressively,
Whoa,
just
whoa,
like that, just like that.
Okay.
And he goes, Ronan. And I look back at him because I'm assuming if you do something like that, I know exactly who you are.
Yeah.
This guy goes, Ronan, you're with Bo Nickal. And I just kind of I didn't know how to react in that situation. So my initial reaction was I just pulled my arm and started walking down the stairs. Like,
Okay.
I kind of nodded
way to
off.
go
And
to
went
You were
out.
like, no, buddy. Bo Nickal's with me. And you flipped your hair and walked off.
Anyway,
And about 15 minutes goes by, and now I'm like, we're playing pool and stuff. And all of a sudden, I see him walking the back again. He's walking towards me, and then he goes like this. Apparently, that is the message that I needed.
I love that.
To know that we're boys, and you know who I am. And
He buy you a drink?
no,
Damn it.
no. He then
You got to
proceeded.
make use of those
Well,
connections, bro.
I kept ignoring him, and then
You should have said,
he yelled
"Hey,
F off. And
you go
then-
give me a beer right now.
But yeah, I felt very uncomfortable. I don't know how you guys do it. When we were on the street today, Bo got
The guy was very excited to see me.
Really?
Very excited. It was like, he was like, dude, I'm not even going to take a picture with you. It's just an honor. And I was like, same.
dude. You know who he reminded me of?
He was fired up.
Is the waiter from Harlow's.
He had a little bit of that in him.
Like that vibe.
He had a little bit. He was a good dude though. Oh, bro, it was so weird. We were shooting earlier today, and we're just walking over down by the Allen Street Grill, and these 4 or 5 guys just roll up, and they're all wearing matching PJs, and they're like taking. And a cop pulls through the alley, and they stop the police officer, and they're like, sir, can we take a picture with you in the car for a Christmas card? And they all posted up by this cop, and he was like, you want me to turn the lights on? And they were like,
he loved it.
He loved it. And they were like, yeah, let's go. And
that's awesome.
so he put the lights on, they took their picture, and I'm like thinking, all right, they're going to continue to move on. And then they turn and look at me, and they're like, oh, Bo, what's up? Dude, we used them for some of the content.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, just sick shot.
It's actually cool, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's a sick shot.
They're all on the rugby team.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was funny.
It's just we have a club team, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I was like, there's a lot going on down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
I stay away from that.
Yeah, you can't be down there too long.
Dude, that's a pretty crazy sport, but there was one that I saw on Instagram this weekend. I don't know if you guys have seen it before, but it's like a mix of wrestling and basketball.
Oh yeah, I've seen
And
that.
Khabib
The
played
Russians
it.
play.
The Russians like it. Yeah, I guess Snyder and Nolf went to Russia, and they just schooled those dudes.
Really?
Yeah, they killed them.
They're like actually playing basketball.
Yeah,
and
they're
not getting
so
taken
much
down.
better than
Yeah.
them. Yeah, so that's not really a sport that is of interest to me. Too easy. I feel like it would be hard if I feel like I've talked with Kyle and Nolf about this, but I think we could put a team of 5 together that could compete with an NBA team in that sport.
Oh.
Not
That's
an actual.
okay. That's what it sounded like. You were about to say.
No. Let's debate this. Do you guys think that we could beat prime Steph Curry, prime LeBron? No, I'm saying that in wrestle basketball, I think that we would absolutely F up an NBA team.
Oh, for sure.
I have a
would not
question.
score.
I have a
Yeah.
question for you.
What's up?
You against Steph Curry in wrestle ball, game to 10. He starts with the ball. That's very important to this. Do you think that you're
I'll
schooling
kill him, bro. He'll never. I'll just grab him. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, he's never scoring.
Like he's not getting around me. Like I'm just gonna tackle him. It's not the same sport.
It's true.
The only chance he has is if they start on opposite sides.
Let's
of the court.
Yeah, to score once. After that, it's over. But
You could
listen,
pull up from half court.
let's have a real argument. Could Steph Curry beat me in a 3-point shooting contest? Maybe. I don't know. It's close. It depends on how long I have to train.
Bo, let me tell you. I've watched a lot of
Tell me
basketball.
something, Ronan. Tell me something I don't know, please.
I've watched a lot of basketball.
Yeah,
and you aren't bad.
sure.
You aren't bad.
You think you could beat me in basketball?
Probably not. I'm not very good at
Smart
one-on-one.
man. Smart man.
I was more of a pass first guy.
You almost
a little
answered
long
incorrectly there, though. He was close to answering wrong.
I had a 4-point play in high school. It's my claim to fame.
How does that work?
So you make a 3 and get fouled.
Okay.
And you said, and one.
I fouled out of every basketball game I ever played.
That makes sense.
Yo, have y'all? I think you know the story, but you don't know the story about when me and Nolf and Nevels entered a 3v3 basketball tournament freshman year of college.
I think I do remember that.
Oh my gosh, bro! This is the only actual competitive basketball I've really ever played. Actually, that's not true. I played in the student teacher game in high school.
Did you guys win?
Dude, no, we lost on a last second 3. It was insane.
Oh.
That's devastating.
Yeah, bro.
They have some good players.
Yeah, so they had 2 guys that one was a college football player and the other dude was a college basketball player, and they were both like 26, 28. And the one dude was 6'5" and like dunking. He was like a monster. And we didn't have like our actual basketball players play. It was like, we had a couple actual basketball players, and then we had some girls, and we had like me and some random people.
Got it.
And bro, it was like insane. Everybody was devastated, but it was like close game the whole time. And then last second, this dude just hits a 3. Like we were up by 2, just went, and everybody was like, "Oh."
How old were you? Like what grade was
Just a
this?
senior.
In high school?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse.
No, I wasn't that invested. I really didn't even play. I was just talking crap on the side. But anyways, Nolf and I and Neville's first week in Pollock, they just have a random 3v3 basketball tournament.
Oh, I do remember that.
Anybody can enter this and that. And Nolf's like, let's do it. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. It's fun. And I was like, all right, bro. First game, we literally played against like these 3 dudes that were good. They were all tall, like my height or taller, and all like played high school basketball for sure. We were like, what the hell? All right. Bro, this dude goes in for a layup like right away. Neville's clotheslines
I remember
crap out of him. Just drops this kid on his back. And literally me, Nolf, everyone was like, oh, whoa, too far, bro. And he was like, what? Did his thing, like, you know how he is. And we were like, oh my gosh, bro, that was not okay. He killed this kid. And they were pissed.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and Neville was just like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being really competitive, and we lost at the end. But I was like, Neville, you just killed this kid. I wish it would have been towards the end of the game, because at the beginning everybody was still kind of warming up and stuff.
Like, oh, geez,
so
dude.
unnecessary. If it would have been the end and been close game, I'd been like, all right, cool, you good. Like you need to do that. But then it was like the end. It was like he was like, okay, you save that one for a game point. Just wrecked this kid. He's definitely had a concussion after. Oh man!
Awesome.
So that's my basketball experience.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm not shocked at all. I don't know how I can transition into it. I was thinking of something this whole time, couldn't figure it out. But Derek is challenging himself next week in a big event.
Is he trying to bench 135?
How that's crazy that you knew that.
He's trying to bench 135.
He's trying to bench 135.
Jeez.
It's going to
What's
be
his
this
body weight?
135.
I think he weighed in. I think he did something last week and it was 140.
No, he's getting bigger.
He's put on probably 15 pounds.
That's good. Yeah, he was like 128 last time.
Nice.
It's crazy.
That's good. Yeah.
But the question is, they wanted me to ask you to debate this, but do you think he's going to be able to do it for one time next week? He hasn't been able to do it. He's failed 3 or 4 times now.
I've seen the video.
Really?
I thought they were a joke.
Oh, jeez.
Those videos are serious.
Dang.
Yo, you got to tell me, are those videos serious?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, no, he's not going to do it. Dang. Has he been training? He hasn't been training.
Yeah. No, he's been lifting.
Has he?
Yeah. Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah, that's not fake. That part isn't fake.
And so this is his choice?
It's also this, but they're doing like a free-to-play game, and if he can do it, they're going to double the jackpot to $20,000. So there's a lot riding on this, not only for Derek and his pride, but also for everyone that uses Betr.
I'm going to go with yes. I think he's going to do it. He's been close.
Were the videos close?
Yeah.
I don't know. We need to pull one up.
I'm hoping like if he agreed to it, he's like done it already.
Pull up a video, like his most recent attempt.
He hasn't come I think Jake did one with him, and he just like literally picked up the bar for him.
Well, I saw one, and it wasn't like it crushed him. It was like he was trying to push it up. He just didn't have that little extra oomph he needed.
Trying to find one. This is like one of the latest ones.
We need to get that dude on some sauce.
Yeah, why is he not all sauced up?
All right, here we go. Yeah,
This isn't 135 either.
that is 135. Yeah,
I think it's 115.
no,
Those plates look small.
that's a 45-pound plate.
Yeah.
He's not getting it.
But this was also
He's 100%.
November 14th. So
3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago,
He's not getting
just
it.
about.
I don't think he was even close.
No, that's one that I would give like the 2 fingers to my boy and be like, that was all you, bro.
And he's like, I barely lifted
That's what I did this weekend. I was at a public gym and
No.
I saw this one dude struggling. He was solo. It was obviously chest day. He's on the bench. He has 315 at the bar and he's like looking around. And I'm like, walk to him like, yo, if you need a spot, just let me know. Sure enough, he needs it. He gets it. And then he goes for a little more. And I give him the 2-finger hold. And I'm like, that was 100% you. He's like, new PR.
Did he say new PR? No, he did not. What was it, like 3:30?
It was like 3:30, yeah.
Nice.
And,
That's pretty good.
That's what I do. I just sometimes like to go to public gyms and just raise the egos.
PR, brother.
Yeah.
PR. You should have said it to him too. I love how you're like, that was all you, bro. I didn't even touch. He's like, really? New PR? Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool.
One day he's gonna see him on TV and be like, that's what I got the PR with.
Most I ever benched my entire life. Never hit that again.
Not even close. I don't know what happened that day.
I was just feeling it. Oh, that's good.
What a good gym friendship.
Yeah. Bro, we haven't worked out in the gym in like years.
In public gyms?
No, me and you together. Just in
and
general.
like lifting?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been on the same program in so long.
We had a good streak for a while, for like 2 years of like all the time.
We got to change that.
I know, man. We need to get back on it.
It's not nearly as fun on your own.
No, it sucks.
With training lab lifts.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst.
We had a little stint when we were in Florida and stuff. We were doing the bowls.
Yeah.
But it was still different.
It was like a couple.
Yeah.
It was at least similar. Yeah.
You also
it wasn't
lift in
bad.
jeans,
Yeah.
which is an interesting call. You are the first person I've ever seen that lifts in skinny jeans.
I don't really want to talk about it, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a sore subject for you.
It's just not an interesting subject.
It's just, it's like I don't want to go through the whole explanation of it and who taught me it and why I can lift so much more because of it. It's like.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Ronan's really interested. Just save it for another one. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's your family policy on gift giving for the holidays?
We do a Secret Santa.
Nice.
Yep. We started that a couple years ago because now there's 10 of us because people are getting married.
Yeah.
And then whatever else you want to do is just bonus.
That's fun. Do people like sometimes get gifts for each other that aren't like typical, I guess? It's probably, I mean, you guys all know each other pretty well, so you probably get creative.
Yeah, I got some dope ones for mine for my Secret Santa this year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You excited?
Some unique ones.
I
yeah.
love Secret Santa. I love like how I feel like it's such a thoughtful thing.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows and it's exciting. Everybody's pumped about it. You know, whether or not your family gives gifts this holiday season, you get to define how you give a gift to yourself. The holidays are a great time to do that. And whether it's by starting therapy, going easier on yourself during tough moments, or treating yourself to a day of complete rest, remember to give yourself some love this holiday season.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. They're the best in the business. They got plenty of options to help you in anything you're dealing with. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule whenever you need it.
In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Bo today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Bo.
Did you catch any of the clips from the fights this weekend at all?
I saw some highlights.
Yeah, I saw some highlights.
Two
Yeah, I did.
slam knockouts.
Yeah. My
Love
dad
to
was
see
excited
those.
about those. He was like, "Did you see this? There's only been 14 ever." And I was like, "Dang, yeah, that's pretty crazy." He was just fired up about it. Yeah.
I love a good slam knockout.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
His head like hitting.
There's really only a
mat,
couple
too.
ways where you can do it. They have to be holding on to a submission.
Yeah.
Then their head bounces off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the lightweight did it that just fought Patty like a little bit ago. Jordan.
Yeah,
He does this. Yeah, he did one against somebody, but he had his forearm on his throat, and when he went down, it kind of like.
The worst one was Rose.
Oh, and Andrade.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yes.
She should have let go. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, the slam knockouts are fun though.
Yeah.
I like the OG Matt Hughes and Carlos, what's his name, Newberg or something like that.
Yep. There was a couple OG ones that were sick.
Boom.
Rampage had
Had a good one. Yeah, I seen one where this dude Gerald Harris, he like the dude pulled guard and he's like has him up and he like puts his forearm on his face, jump slammed him, then he goes.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn, that was a sick ass
That was
celly.
cool.
Peace out.
Boom. I was like, ooh, peace.
As fire. Did you also see that Jalen Turner actually mollywopped Bobby Green?
Yeah.
And that was scary, man.
That was bad.
That was scary.
Yeah, that dude got hit a lot.
What was weird is like he would get like knocked out and then put his hands back up, get knocked out and then put his hands back up. It happened like 3 different times. Like when he was on the floor face down.
I'm not a Scientologist, but that's not confirmed.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Jalen Turner also won. Good for him.
Well, yeah.
He's very good.
Yeah.
That's what we just talked about.
Well, yeah, it's the other side of the coin.
Oh, the other side of the coin, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for Jalen Turner. Good for Jalen
Yeah.
Turner.
Good for
3
Jalen
weeks
Turner.
notice. Somehow
Yeah.
made the weight.
And bigger than all of that, our boy George won.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was
George won.
sick.
George Carpenter.
Fury FC. Third round finish.
Debut. Yeah, getting the rear naked choke finish. He had a pretty sick slam. Well, the dude,
Really?
yeah, the dude kind of rolled, but he had the guy belly to back and had his arm trapped and like picked the dude up and was like gonna mat return him super hard. And the dude he was just over the edge of like going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
He like just turned enough to where he kind of Grambied out of it.
Gotcha.
But If he would have turned 5% less, it would have been straight on his neck.
Dang.
Oof.
But yeah, it was cool. And it's one of those things where I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
because it didn't work out. I mean, George stayed on top and stuff and ended up getting it back. But I was like, that could have been so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching from his wife's Instagram live while I was driving, so I didn't get the
detail,
the best view, but yeah, I saw most of it. It was awesome.
Good.
Well, the UFC just signed another guy from.
Yeah, he fought on that card.
Yeah, I saw that.
The 6'7"
He's a Taekwondo
black
heavyweight.
belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting combination.
He's had 4 finishes, all first round. 3 of them
seconds.
less than 15 seconds.
Yeah, it was like total 19 seconds.
Yeah,
crazy.
three finishes.
Wow.
3 finishes in less than 15 seconds each, so total 19.
Holy crap.
And then one other one that went a little longer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's wild.
it was so funny. We were watching the fight on our computer, and my wife was like, "Oh, this looks like it's gonna be a good fight," and I was like, "No, this blondie's gonna knock him out." And then 4 seconds, boom, knocked him out. I was like, "I told you." She was like, "Wow, you knew." I was like, I knew. That's right.
Yeah, that was wild.
That's a crazy. I can't believe that he picked up Taekwondo. That's like not.
Yeah, for someone
If you're
6'7".
6'7",
Well, he's Cuban.
like
He's from Cuba, so they don't have other sports. Like they don't. He's either gonna do wrestling or Taekwondo or boxing. There's nothing else for them to do.
yeah, I guess they don't do basketball.
They don't have
volleyball.
or-
What was the other one that I thought of?
or baseball or anything.
Baseball. Yeah,
They got baseball in Cuba.
baseball's. Are you serious?
I thought Puerto Rico was the
Yeah,
good
chicken in
baseball
Philly.
place.
the whole Caribbean's just. That's all they
All
do
right,
is play
stop
baseball.
acting like you know everything there is to know
I
about
used to
baseball.
play baseball.
Yeah, for like 4 years in high school. What are we talking about here, bud?
No.
Am I talking to like freaking Albert Pujols or Derek Jeter or something?
Dude, speaking of Derek Jeter, I saw a Instagram thing, like one of the carousels of all the different girls that Derek Jeter dated
I saw this as
throughout
well.
the same
Impressive.
throughout his time.
Dude, so I
Crazy.
saw they did they basically lined up a baseball defense with it. It was like Annan playing center field, starting at center field. It was like
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Dude, and then it was like left field, Halle Berry or like whatever.
Wow, so he has like a pretty crazy.
Bro, it's insane.
Really?
You should read it because
Yeah.
it's Tony will be like bewildered.
Is he married?
Well, now he is. Yeah.
To
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't know,
Look it
but
up
pull
real quick.
up his lineup. It's it's incredible. All A-list like celebrities too.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, watch this, bro.
This is the complete dating history of
Derek
Derek
Jeter's
Jeter.
dating
Dude
history.
hit
Oh.
bombs on and off the field. Mr. November got started quick his rookie year, making the Queen of Christmas obsessed with him. Then he conquered the world in 1999 before taking his shot at the universe
Right,
with Laura
Carrie?
Dutta.
Yeah.
But he got too fast and too furious and left her in the dust for Jordana Brewster. Jeter then went for a double off the diamond,
Oh, the
dating not
chick-
one but 2 Jessicas back to back before letting his plane take off the runway, dating
Oh,
his fair
Jessica
share of
Alba and
models.
Jessica Biel.
Finally, before apparently retiring from dating altogether, he got with an Avenger. Jeter retired from baseball in 2014, and in 2016 he finally hung up his dating shoes too, finally marrying model Hannah Davis.
All right, good for him.
Not bad. I used to love Jeter growing up.
Yeah, he was cool. He was one of like the quiet, classy athletes.
Yeah.
That just killed
He's
it.
cool.
And was a
cool
baller
guy.
apparently.
Yeah, nah, he's cool, dude. He's cool, dude.
He's up there.
Yeah,
he's
for
up there.
sure, I think so.
But he's a Yankee. So
Pretty cool to be a New York Yankee.
Yeah, one of the greatest organization of all time.
I do want to address the elephant in the room. Literally. My black eye. This needs to be talked about because I can't just show up on the pod with a black eye and everybody be like, oh, what's this black eye for? And not talk about it.
Well, we know one thing. There's a certain drill that is never
The
gonna be done
dumbest
again.
drill ever.
The worst drill.
It's the only drill that we've ever done that I feel like where it's like automatically just going to be guns blazing fights.
Ever.
It has to be.
The 1-3 is basically just CTE. It's just
So dumb. So
I get
dumb.
home, I'm just like,
All right,
why
so-
does my head hurt?
Today we did this drill. My head didn't hurt. I was fine. I just have a little bruise. I'd like to point that out.
We were aiming at different spots.
So anyways, Ton puts a little square of tape on the mat, and I'm like, what's that gonna be?
Have you ever seen Creed 2?
Yeah, that's what it is.
They step in the tire.
Yeah,
they just start pounding on each other, but they only do body shots.
That's what we did, but everything.
Yeah,
and it was like,
and it's also
a
controlled
real fight.
combos. Like one guy can throw one punch,
and the other guy can throw. We did 2, and then we did 3, and so it was like 1 punch versus 3 punches, 1 punch versus 2 punches, and you get a minute. You just go off. It's like not fun.
Not good.
And you're like this far away from each other.
Yeah, and Tony cheap shotted me.
So
This son of a gun.
So we got a little chippy, which usually we do a very good job.
We never do.
We especially because like in sparring,
you can't.
If someone gets a good hit, you can't go crazy because you're gonna get hit again. So like it's more realistic. But this was just silly in that like
you have
one guy can throw a single punch, the other guy tees off with 3 punches. It's like, so we got a little chippy. We both landed some good shots, and we're not gonna do the drill again.
No, it was just like. It was so funny. So we got, again, I don't mean to like repeat him, but we got chippy. It was like the whole thing, and then finished practice, all good, and then we sit down right by the edge of the mat, and I'm like, that's a stupid drill. Yeah.
I'm like, I hate it.
That sucked. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Just getting crushed in the face.
And our coaches are just like silent. Just like,
they're just watching.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. But
I wonder what, I would have loved to have seen that or felt their emotions from their perspective.
Yeah.
'Cause I wonder what they were thinking.
Yeah. They were like, oh, we started this, so there's nothing really we can do.
Yeah, because they never like we were hitting each other pretty hard. That's definitely like the hardest that I've really been hit like in actual training.
Yeah.
And the most frequent. But they never like told us to chill out.
No.
I didn't hear one thing.
Yeah. Just like, all right.
Okay, this is happening.
Figure it out.
That's one of my favorite things to watch at your guys' practice.
If you'd been videoing it, it would have been so funny. Oh, that would have been hilarious.
I just love that you when you guys, all right, coach is like, all right, light sparring today, light sparring, and then it's just someone throws one hard.
We actually light spar. No, that's not us. That's other people.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It just starts turning into like a brawl, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of hard.
Yeah. You're like, what is real sparring?
Because you're going 100%.
Yeah.
This is as hard as you could go. It's the best.
Whatchamacallit. The other thing we have to talk about is it's going to be a very iconic thing for you to go on with a black eye. Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
Big week.
Big week for that Bo Nickal guy.
Big week. Yeah. Get to go on the best podcast in the world. And then the second best when I go on Joe's.
And then the third best.
And then the third best when I go
I'll be super sick.
back to back.
Are you guys, I was thinking about this. Are you guys doing anything?
With
any activities with either of them?
I don't know with Joe. We probably will.
Mm-hmm.
But then we're going to shoot some bows, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got like a freaking mountain run.
Oh, the one he did with Huberman?
Yeah, same one. So I haven't trained at all. So
nice.
We'll see how that
it didn't
goes.
look too bad. They carry like a large rock and they go up the mountain. So
okay,
yeah,
that's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Tony, when you just
pretty
said
much my life.
Yeah, I think that's like his thing now that he does with the people he has on. I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did say we're gonna do a run, a
Sweet.
mountain run or whatever. So
that's awesome.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
And Tony said, you have any like activities planned with like Rogan? The only thing I picture is like you and Joe smoking a joint on the middle of the podcast, like a glass of whiskey.
Oh man,
like Elon Musk stock going down.
I wish. That would be great. No,
that'd be electric.
I don't know. Maybe we'll go to his comedy club or something. I don't know what he has planned, but
that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, it should be fun.
Is that your first time meeting him besides the Octagon?
Yeah, just a couple times after the fight, and yeah, gonna hang out.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. We're interested in a lot of the same things, so I think the conversation should be good.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna probably ask about aliens and stuff. Like, Joe, what do you know?
Yeah.
What do you think? You got to talk to a lot of smart people. Tell me what you know about aliens. So
I was going to say, did you spruce up on your alien conspiracies?
I'm not like really worried about it. I'm going to ask him. Not an expert, so I'm there to learn.
I think it's that time.
Let's get deep.
Let's get deep.
Let's get deep.
Time for you to leave, bud.
Question for this week. What is one great quality that you believe that you possess that has a large duality to it? So something that can be really great, but also really bad. Like there's a large duality. There's a big difference in it.
Good question.
That's a great question.
And
Really
if you
good.
want some time to think, I thought about this in advance.
Go for it.
So the first thing that came to my mind is my creativity, because I would say that I'm very, very creative, and I have the ability, like before we go on shoots and stuff, like I have a very powerful mind in the sense of like I can visualize what this is going to look like before even taking a picture, doing the video. Like I try and plan that in my head. And the downside to having a lot of creativity is I had so much ideas and like things in the past, and especially with the visualization part of it. So when I have like a great idea in my mind, it's awesome. But everyone has those random thoughts that like pop in your head that like, you know, your mom gets in a car accident, your dad gets in a car accident. So when that happens to me, like when those thoughts pop in my head, like I picture it and then I start to believe it, which is like it's super not good for my mental health. It used to be way worse than it was, but like started to be able to tone that down. But it was like something that was like I didn't realize for a while, like that I could believe like something that I saw in my head. Because I know that you guys say that you practice visualization a lot, and probably not to that extent, but
You must be really good at it then.
Yeah.
it's
That's
really
really powerful.
it's really scary how, like, not to like toot my own horn, but I am very good at visualizing something. That's why when we go on like these video shoots, I can kind of like figure it out as we go,
That's sweet.
which makes it cool.
I've never
But-
heard that, like the downside of it. That's interesting.
That's an interesting perspective.
Or like even just having a lot of ideas in general, it's really hard for me to focus on one thing unless like depending on what it is, like an edit. Like sometimes I'll have so many ideas. Like when we do the vlogs, I'll have so many ideas that go through my head. And that's why they take me so long, is because I'll sit there and be like, oh, we could do this and then this and then this and then this. And you get trapped.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Well,
eventually
I would
you
say
learn to
though,
get out
like
of that.
from my perspective, I feel like you have a great amount of creativity and a great balance, because you still stay very organized and you deliver like when you need to. You know, if you have something that you want to put more time into and think about more, it's generally something that you're able to do that on. You know, you're not like late with stuff. Like you get your stuff done. So I would say like that part of the creativity, you're definitely very creative, but I will say that I think you handle it really well.
I think that's part of being more mature as well, and like growing up a little bit, because like my freshman year of college, before I even like started doing video stuff, like I was the complete opposite. Like I would have ideas and I would like go do it, and then like on to the next thing, and on to the next thing. I think that's part of growing up, and also stopping drug use also helped with that. So,
Well, we're glad for sure.
Do you feel, because I feel like this is a common misconception, do you feel your creativity has improved after cleaning up your lifestyle?
I think when I cleaned up my lifestyle a lot, that my ideas became more full. Like I think when I was in a different time period of my life, that I'd have ideas, but they're kind of in one ear and then out the other. Like it was almost that kind of like a bird going over a pond. Like it's there for a second and then you're like, it doesn't really develop into anything. So I'd have these great ideas, or they're probably good ideas, but there wasn't any depth to it. And now I definitely feel like I have a lot of depth to my ideas that I can go further into rather than
like
before.
follow through with them.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, when you live that kind of lifestyle, it's way different, you know, when you do some questionable things in the past, but yeah, it's definitely harder to focus as well.
Right.
So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, for sure. So moving on from my soapbox.
You want to go?
Sure. Yeah. I think a couple things. There's a lot of stuff that comes to my mind when I think about this. So, you know, I think that there's always good and bad with any quality, right? Like if you're super one way or, you know, have strong certain characteristic, then, you know, generally just the way that it works. There's nobody that's like a perfect person. So, but I would say that something that's really big for me, at least, is like competitiveness. So, you know, I'm super competitive. Obviously, I always want to win whatever we're doing, you know, or just be the best at whatever I'm doing and go all in and spend so much time and effort and focus on something that it becomes just like very consuming. And I think that when you get that way, it's just not a real sustainable place to live. And it's not really, you know, if you're not considering the whole picture and you're not considering other people and you're just focused on yourself, it gets pretty lonely pretty quick. And also, you know, you can make questionable decisions that, you know, push people away or whatever it is. And, or just being like, more so for me, I would say the thing that is, it's really not that I'm going to like do really bad things or try to hurt other people. It's like more so like small things, like small things, like just being mean to somebody or just kind of like not considering somebody's feelings in moments that it's not that important to win, right? Like, or whether it's an argument or just something little, it's like you don't really. I've kind of come to realize like sometimes I feel like I never want to argue to be right. That's not really a good reason to argue with somebody. It's more to like, you know, be constructive. And so, but I think that my competitiveness and drive and determination, you know, to find success and to improve and get better sometimes will overshadow the side of us that like is more emotionally in tune with people and more considerate and loving and caring. And yeah, that's something that I think for me is really big in balancing, because I'm not really trying to be like a super lovey, emotional person. That's like, you know, that's not really my personality or how I want to act. But I also know that those things are very important in relationships and just an important part of being a human being. So that's something that's not natural for me that I try to work on and improve.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you've gotten way better over the last like 10 years I've known you too. Like just where like a board game could set you off or like something little. Now you're like, you like check yourself. You're like aware of not getting caught up in the moment. But I would that's what I would say for you. That's like something that it makes you who you are, because it drives you to everything you've achieved and everything you want to achieve. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's always that flip side of making sure it's still serving you and you're not serving it. Yeah,
absolutely. I think that it's easy for me to get emotional, and then instead of being conscious and making decisions that I want to make, it's like I just react in certain ways. And like you gave a perfect example. Like I used to get so fired up about little things, board games or whatever it is, this or that. I think because a lot of it, I just like took it very personally, and I wasn't able to discern the difference between something that was like actually a big deal. Like everything was a big deal to me, even whether it was or not, because I was just very, very competitive and very locked in on what I was doing. And so I try to now like tap into that when I need it, and then really not be that way when it's not, like you said, when it doesn't serve me. Like sometimes it does serve me in certain situations where I just need to freaking be a dog and just go smash this dude. Like I'm going to the octagon and I'm walking out to the cage. That's all I'm worried 100%. About. It's like, that's it. Like I'm gonna kill this guy. Like he doesn't even have a face. It's just a target. And like that type of, like I can just turn off every emotion, and every emotion that doesn't help me fight well. But then it's like, you know, something happens at home or whatever, and it's like, or with a friend, and it's like, that's not really the person I want to be. So I don't know. And I don't want to compartmentalize my life, but I feel like it's necessary in certain moments to just bring different aspects of yourself out to the forefront of, what's going on. But I appreciate you saying that. I try to be better at it.
Yeah. No, you've gotten a lot better.
Thank you.
Yeah. For me, I've thought about this a lot. I think just being extreme on things. So it's something I've like studied in other people, and I've learned that it's like a theme in many areas. Like in the Bible, St. Paul, started out as Saul. He was a very significant persecutor of the Christians, and then he converted and became one of the most significant saints and apostles of the church, and wrote a good portion of the Bible. And go to movies, Harry Potter, same kind of thing, had the potential to be super evil or super great. Star Wars, like Anakin, like same kind of thing. So I've just seen this like over and over again. It's something that I kind of relate to, like just with how I know myself, is I can get extreme on whatever I'm doing. So if I'm partying, like I'm going to push myself to see like how much I can get out of myself, and I'm going to like take it to the extreme. If I'm going to church, like I'm going to like be all in on doing the right things with the faith and like prayer, fasting, like trying to do the best I can with that. If I'm training, like, I'm never going to be half in. So like I've been half in areas of my life, and I've felt very like inauthentic. And so I think my like double-sided coin is I can really obsess over something, and I can get my fullest potential out of whatever that thing is. But is that thing good or not? Is like I feel like is my thing.
So it's almost like the output kind of, or the input or output changed for you, like what you were going to use that extremeness for.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
As it changed.
Yeah. Same thing, like tailoring that to a good thing. Same with bows, like using it for why did God create you that way? Like to use it for his glory, to use it to become the best that you can be. And for me, like now I'm doing my best to put that into becoming the best fighter, man, like husband, servant of God. Like for me, that all goes hand in hand, because it's like, it's all good stuff. So it's all wrapped up into one. But if I'm on the other side of it, like I've been in certain parts of my life where I'm just like going out and partying and not really worried about anything else. And like, I can feel the pull towards like, oh, I'm going to like see how far I can go,
Right.
Yeah.
How do you feel like how do you balance, if you're focused all in on a good thing, how do you balance like multiple, you mentioned multiple of those that you're interested in, right? Like you want to be a great fighter. You want to be a great servant of God. You want to be a great husband. Like, how do you balance all those things? Or is it just 100% of you to whatever it is? Like, does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think you brought up, that's like another layer of it. Like now it's like, okay, now I can't go to the extreme on one thing. Like I can't, which was like the next layer of it. Okay, now I'm 100% on wrestling. I don't really care about relationships. I don't really care about anything else. And that was like my next journey. Now I'm at a point where, can we zoom out a little bit and be 100% on just like self-improvement and like mind, body, and spirit, but not fill one cup up over the other. And like, so that's like, that's a good point, because now I'm at the point in my life where, okay, I can't be too extreme and let my relationships go by the wayside, or let my finances go by the wayside, or go too far on them and then let my career go by the wayside. So now it's like tailoring that extremism in a good way towards and moving it more towards a balance of that. But if I continue to zoom out, it's like, but I'm very extreme on what I perceive as good and bad. That's extreme, which I'm okay with. But now I have to be more of a balance as I'm working on of what I perceive as good.
Right. So you kind of figured out like what you want.
Yeah.
Right. Like I feel like that's kind of what you're saying, is there was a big decision of, do I want to be a good person or do I want to be a bad person? Like essentially, like, do I want to be interested in these things that are pretty much exclusively worldly and self-serving, or do I want to be extreme on a more wholesome and righteous side.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it seems like. And then it's like sometimes a good thing can be a bad thing if it's like overdone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why it's like, I just, like the examples I put out, I just believe that the same principles apply to be like great at a bad thing or great at a good thing. And so, and that's why, like, for me, it's like either I'm gonna do something or not do it, because it just makes sense in my mind. It's like, if I'm not drinking, I'm not gonna have a sip of alcohol. Like if I'm doing this, I'm gonna do that. It's just like that's how my mind works, and so I just try to like tailor it towards what makes sense and what would lead me down the right path.
Right. Yeah. That's an interesting like dilemma to be put in, because most people, it's really the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really that way. Most people, it's like they're just gonna kind of go with what makes sense in the moment,
mm-hmm.
or what makes sense in regard to like one thing that they're trying to do, not really a whole view of it in that way where you're like committed to being this type of person, like no matter what.
Yeah.
Right. Like in that extreme sense.
Yeah. And there's like traps in that. So like
Yeah.
each layer, it's the double-sided coin, but it's the same idea is just using it to your benefit.
Right. Right. And really the benefit of like, that's the benefit of everyone around you too. Like when you're focused on the good things and you want to, you know, be the best version of yourself, that includes like lifting everyone else up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you could probably, if you look at it on the opposite side of the coin, if like you were more interested in doing the things that weren't as good, like you would bring a lot of people down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
That's a super interesting thing too, that you were just saying there, how you can bring everybody else down. Because I think that's a big part of like our group in general. Like everyone has like very clear goals. And I know that you were saying kind of like when you have an extreme focus on something, and the first thing that came to my mind was like having a little bit of tunnel vision, but you're kind of able to take that, zoom out, tunnel gets a little bit bigger. You can kind of focus on a couple different things there. So I thought that was super interesting. But I thought it was also with all of our answers in general that you can pick something, which is super, like being emotionally aware of yourself like that is very important. Like especially for just men out there in general. I think
most people don't want to think about that.
Yeah, they want to ignore it.
Right.
That's a really good question though, because like, it seems like most people would have something like that. Because
Definitely.
it's like what's the Japanese?
Hamasha.
Yeah.
Fatal flaw.
Yeah. So good job, Ronan.
Of course. That's why they pay me the big bucks here. Which if you subscribed, I would make way more money. So that would be cool too.
So everybody like and subscribe to the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really have an outro or an intro.
I don't think we need one. We just call it.
Yeah, we just stop.
Bye, everybody.